Hello everybody, I'm Cody Smart. I'll be reciting from four different speeches. What is religion, superstition, an introduction to hell, and some mistakes of Moses. So those are the four I'll be reciting. The church, impotent and malicious, regrets not the abuse. The church, impotent and malicious, regrets not the abuse, but the loss of power, and seeks to hold by falsehood which she gained by cruelty and force, fire and fear. For many centuries and by many peoples, it was believed that God demanded sacrifices, that he was pleased when parents spilled the blood of their babes. Afterwards, it was believed he was satisfied with the blood of oxen, lamb, and dove, and that in account of or in exchange for these sacrifices, he would send rain, sunshine, and harvest. It was also believed that if these sacrifices were not made, he would send pestilence and famine, flood and earthquake. The final stage of this belief in sacrifice was, according to the Christian doctrine, that God accepted the blood of his Son, and that after his Son was murdered, he, God, was satisfied and wanted no more blood. In those blessed days, the priests knew all about heaven and hell. They knew that God ruled the world by hope and fear, threat and promise, reward and punishment. The reward was to be eternal, and so was the punishment. It was not God's plan to develop the human brain so that man could perceive and comprehend the right and avoid the wrong. He taught ignorance, only obedience, and for obedience he offered eternal joy. God loved the submissive, the kneelers, the crawlers. He hated the doubters and the thinkers, the philosophers and the investigators. For them he created an eternal prison where he could feed forever on the hunger of his hate. He loved the credulous, those who believed without evidence, and for them he prepared a home in the realm of fadeless light. He delighted in the company of the questionless. The idea of hell was born of revenge and brutality on the one hand and cowardice on the other. I have no respect for any human being who believes in it. I have no respect for any man that would pollute the imagination of childhood with that infamous lie. I have no respect for any man that would add to the sorrows of this world with that frightful dogma. I have no respect for any man that would put that infinite cloud, that infinite shadow over the hearts of mankind. I must be frank with you. I dislike this doctrine. I hate it. I despise it. I defy this doctrine. If this God exists, how could we prove that he is merciful, that he cares for the children of men? If this God exists, he has on many occasions seen millions of his children plowing the field, planting and sowing the grain, and he knew that they depended on the expected crop for life. He caused the sun to rise and to steal all the moisture from the land, and he sent no rain. He saw the seeds that man had planted wither and perish, but he sent no rain. He saw their hungry eyes look upon the barren earth, and he sent no rain. He saw them devour what little they had, and he saw them when the days of hunger came. He saw them slowly waste away, saw their sad, hungry eyes, heard their prayers, saw them devour what miserable animals they had, saw mothers and fathers, insane with hunger, kill and eat their shriveled babes, and yet heaven above was as brass, and earth below was as iron, and he sent no rain. Could we say that in the heart of this God blossoms a flower of pity? Could we say that his mercy endureth forever? In light of these facts, what is religion? It is fear. Fear builds the altar and makes a sacrifice. Fear erects the cathedral and bows the head of man in worship. Fear bends the knee and utters the prayer. Fear pretends to love. Religion makes God a master and man a serf. The master could not be so great to make the slavery sweet. Religion can never reform mankind because religion is slavery. It is far better to smile, It is far better to leave the forts and barricades of fear, to stand erect and face the future with a smile. It is far better to give yourself to negligence, to drift with wave and tide with the blind forces of the world, to think and dream, to forget the chains and limitations of the breathing life, to forget purpose and object, to lounge in the picture gallery of the brain, to feel once again the clasps and kisses of the past, to bring life's morning back, to see again the forms and faces of the dead, to paint fair pictures of coming years, to feel within your veins the life's joyous stream, and to hear the martial music, the rhythmic beating of your fearless heart, and then to rouse yourself to do all useful things, to reach in thought and deed to the ideal in your brain, to look with trained and steady eyes for facts, and to find the subtle threads that join the distant to the now, to forget all gods and their threats and promises, to increase knowledge, to take burdens from the weak, to develop the brain, to defend the right, to make a palace for the soul. This is real religion. This is real worship. Thank you.